He is a dangerous and corrupt gangster, and that is how we must treat him.
What happens when a top UK leader calls the US president an international gangster? Yeah, this just got serious. Alright, before I break this down, let's watch exactly what he said. Let me show you the actual moments, and then we will talk about why this is causing so much controversy.
A whole civilization will die tonight. Words I never thought I would hear from an American president. And though Donald Trump thankfully didn't follow through this time, these words are a stark reminder of how reckless, immoral, and completely outside the bounds of international law this president is. Regrettably, he is no friend of the United Kingdom. He is no leader of the free world. He is a dangerous and corrupt gangster, and that is how we must treat him. So will the Prime Minister advise the King to call off his state visits to Washington before it's too late? Because I really fear for what Trump might say or do while our King is forced to stand by his side. We cannot put His Majesty in that position. And when it comes to Trump's latest cunning plan to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, that will only escalate this crisis and jeopardise the precarious ceasefire. So it's right that the UK is not joining Trump. And I welcome the Prime Minister convening a summit to offer an alternative to Trump's. We must work with our reliable allies in Europe and the Commonwealth and our partners in the Gulf to bring this conflict to an end and keep open the Strait of Hormuz. That is critical for tackling the cost of living crisis that's getting worse and worse for people in the UK. With petrol prices now up by more than 25p a litre and diesel up 49p since Trump started this war, cheered on, let's not forget, by the leader of the Conservative Party and Reform, does the Prime Minister recognise that families and businesses can't wait months for the government to step in and help? So will he use the windfalls the Treasury is getting from higher fuel prices to cut the cost of living and keep the economy moving, with action to slash bus fares and rail fares and cutting fuel duty by 10p today, bringing down the price at the pumps by 12p a litre?
Ed Davey has gone all in on President Trump, calling him a bully, a gangster, and even the most corrupt president in US history. Why? Because President Trump is being accused of threatening NATO allies, pushing aggressive policies, and using pressure tactics. Davis says this isn't just politics. This could shake global security, damage economies, and even weaken alliances that have held for decades. And here is the big question. If world leaders start seeing the US this way, what happens to global power? What do you think? Should countries stand up to President Trump? Or is this just political drama blown out of proportion? Because if allies stop trusting America, this isn't just headline anymore. It is the start of a global shift. What do you think? Is this leadership or intimidation? As global powers clash and alliances weaken, is Africa prepared to protect its interests, or will it be forced to choose sides again? This is High Times Africa, and I am Joe Gamali. Leave your thoughts in the comments.